ping it, and then when I get somewhere quieter, I'll. Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah.
We're live. We're here. We're on the road. I'm on the road anyway. I'm on the road here with my pimp cane. I don't really know what the stream's about today. It's just like we're on the road traveling. So just thought we'd like just jump on and talk some, see what's going on. I've been talking to a lot of different people on Discord and stuff. Getting a lot of people like interested in joining like this little coalition we're starting. It's pretty cool. Got a lot of people that are jumping on board. But I don't know. I hope everybody can hear me all right. If the audio issues are bad or anything, let me know, because I can only tell so much through the actual headphones. So my pimp cane's a shark. See?
Okay, can you tell me? Let me try to start. I want to hear about what you think about Mean Mr. Mustache and/or PK Dick. PK Dick. What do you think about those two? Do you think there's any relation between those two?
I don't know who the second person is. Is that thing with Jordan Peterson that you sent me? I got a chance to watch it yet.
Philip K. Dick.
Oh, Philip K. Dick. I don't think so, man. I think Philip K. Dick was on the level, man. I think Philip K. Dick was one of us. Like I'm one of the few people that's probably read the Exegesis. It is the collection of his writings, which was published posthumously. And when I read the Exegesis, like I read some of his novels and stuff before that, but when I read the Exegesis, I was like, this dude is like, he's like speaking my language. Like he understands things about the Logos, about time, and about everything. Yeah, I don't think there's much connection there that I know of. If you know of a connection, then please tell me. But like the Exegesis is a massive book, by the way. It's very hard to get. You can find it online. I think archive.org has a copy of it, so you can go. But yeah, it's like 4,000 pages. It's massive. I used to have a hard copy of it that somebody unceremoniously threw away. I was very, very pissed because it was a very expensive book. I had to pay over $100 to get a copy of this thing. And but this bitch that used to live with us, like, she just threw that shit away.
Yeah, I know you sent me a copy of it, right? If you do, yeah, do me a favor, put that in a channel in your Discord, because I want to go through that. I want to do a little. We should try to do a little exegesis of exegesis sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. No, like the very first few pages, even, man. Like he talks about the vision that started his whole, like, whenever he got really weird and stuff, like his whole, like, I can't remember, like, there's a number attached to it, but he talks about like how he just went to the door and there's a girl, like, that was selling some Girl Scout cookies, and he had like she had on an ichthus necklace, and like the necklace like glinted in the sunlight, and when the sunlight hit sunlight reflecting off of that, it hit his eyes, and he had this vision of this golden red like symbol that was like free floating out in the ether. And he said that he instantly knew that was the Logos, and that's where this idea that first came into his head, that we were actually all living in the year 33 AD, and a demon had tricked us and thinking time had gone forward. He did eventually, actually, if you go through the rest of it, he doesn't necessarily hold. That's the idea that they communicate in waking life. But he didn't ultimately believe that was necessarily the case, but he knew that there was some connection between like the time of Christ. And he was not a Christian before this. Before this happened, he was never a Christian. He was an atheist, and he suddenly believed in Christ and everything in that one moment. And through that, through that experience, like the visions he had a vision of his son. One of the visions told him that his son had a heart problem with his heart valve, and they took his son to the doctor, and it turns out it was true, and it saved his son's life because his son would have been dead otherwise. So like, I mean, like there's something real to it because he had no way of knowing that. It was like one of those things. The doctors were like astounded because they were like how did you know to have us check for this? This is not something that, unless he was showing signs of anything, and he wasn't sick or anything. And you know, and like if you read like the transmigrification, I think it's called, of Timothy Archer or something like that. Like you read that one. That one is real deep. I don't know. I'm a huge Philip K. Dick fan. I feel like a kinship with him. There's only a couple of celebrities or like people that are famous that I feel like that kind of like kinship with, that I feel like that they see the same thing as me. There's like Philip K. Dick. There's the late Jason, also who's dead, of course, as well. But there's the late Jason Molina, who had the band Songs of He had Magnolia Electric Company, and he wrote about stuff like that too. And there's also Jonah Mantranga, less on the spiritual level, more in just the fact that he's just like a great human being, and he's one of the he's like one of the few people that, like, I mean, dude talks to me. You know, he wrote you know the Deftones. Jack? If Jack's still there.
Ask me that question again, sir.
Do you know the Deftones?
Yes. I don't know much of their music. I'm not a huge fan, but I know some of them.
But you've heard Back to School, right? That was their one big hit, right?
I don't think so. I think I heard the Shove It or something.
Well, it's off White Pony. It was the only single off White Pony that ever charted. It was their one big hit was Back to School. But Jonah Mantranga is the man that wrote that song. He was also friends with Maynard. He was the co-writer on Be Quiet Drive. You know that song?
By Tool.
Yeah, by Tool. Yeah. He co-wrote Be Quiet and Drive, and he was also one of the earliest. He was one of the original like melodic hardcore people. He had an album out in 1991 called Water and Solutions with a band called Far that later reunited like in the 2000s and did one more album. But I got to go see them. I got to go see him like do that entire album like with some of the original lineup, and some of it was from this band called The Pauses that filled in some of the spots from people that weren't available, and I got to see him do that whole album like from end to end, and he stuck around, like just hung out and talked with us for hours after the show, and that's something like a lot of good nice artists will do that, but he was like the most genuinely kind person I've ever met. I added him on Facebook. He added me back. He will, if I message Jonah Mantranga on Facebook, he will message me back let's like you and me talk. Just like he's just like a straight up like just a decent G, man. He's like he's a really cool guy, and so like I have a kin. I feel like I have like a kind of slight kinship with him. Other than that, like there aren't a lot of people that that are like famous that like I feel like that I share something in common with, but I feel like and Mantranga also, I can say one other nice thing about him. He's the first person I ever heard do this. Like Radiohead kind of copied them later on, but back in the day, Mantranga would have on his website where like if you donated, like you could any of his albums if you wanted one of his albums, all you had to do is write him and ask for it, and he'd send it to you for free or for whatever you felt like it was fair to pay for it. And if you wanted him to record you a custom tape of him like singing like 2 or 3 songs for like $20, he'd like make you like a completely like just for you. Nobody else will ever have the recording of it. Just a recording of him singing whatever songs you wanted, even cover songs. And he's a really awesome dude. That
is this the singer of Deftones you're talking about?
No, he was just good friends with the guy from Deftones. He wrote a lot of their music. He wrote Back to School and a lot of the stuff off White Pony. But his bands were a little bit more obscure. He had Far, he had New End Originals, and he still does a project called One Line Drawing. I recommend anyone to check him out. Like if you especially you, I know the kind of like old school hardcore stuff you like, man. You gotta check out Far Water Solutions. That first song on there there's a first song on there called Coma White. Coma White will fucking blow your mind. It's amazing.
That's a Marilyn Manson song, I think.
That's a Marilyn Manson song, but Barry White. Sorry, it's called Barry White. Bury White, not Coma White. That's I said it wrong. I know I said the wrong one. Yeah, it's called Barry White is the name of the. It was kind of a pun title there, but it just starts off with this like real soft, like kind of like guitar, like just dun 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 kind of thing, and then whenever it gets into like whenever it actually kicks in, like he has like one of the best hardcore screams of anybody ever. He's just like a genuinely like great person. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain him. He's an anomaly. I mean, dude should be. If dude wanted to be, he could have been rich and famous, and instead he chose to have integrity and make music the way that he wanted to make it. And I just think that's amazing. It's the kind of shit that I want to help encourage. I want to help people like that, like that want to do stuff like that. You know, like be able to do it. That's kind of part of this whole like idea of what's happening right now. Like,
well, let me ask you a question. What program do you use to make beats and especially drums? Like, this is one thing I've been trying to figure out for a long time. Is there an easy way to start making beats and especially drums?
Yes, there is. And I personally, and I will be willing to do. I will do a Discord seminar on this. If anybody else, I don't think we have any viewers right now, but if anybody watches this later on, you can contact me on Discord through my server, or just get a hold of one of us, or me or Jack or whoever, and I will do a whole seminar on how to use Reaper. Reaper is it's a shareware basically program. It's like one of the only shareware programs left. It's a fully functional DAW that has the best possible workflow for using samples, making beats. It has a built-in drum machine thing in it where you can just drop your own drum samples into it, and then you can just you can assign them to whatever and program your drums like that, or you can program your drums a couple other different ways. But I can point you to like 1,000 different sites that have free drum samples. You download those samples, you create your drum kit, you go through and you find your bass drum you want, you find the snare you want, you find whatever, and then you just like do a really easy MIDI editor. You can either play it off of a MIDI keyboard like I do, but then I'll play on the MIDI keyboard, I'll play the beat, and then I'm really not that good at time signatures and stuff like that, so I will then quantize it. Machine, do you want to come on, man? Come on up.
I actually have an idea I want to mention to Machine about something. So if he can come up, I would love to discuss it with him. And because I think it's unrelated to what we're talking about, but I think it is something I've been thinking about for a while. So, but no, if you do me a favor later on, contact me about that, because I play guitar, and like I realize now that like if I could go back in time and learn anything, I would learn how to do beats and especially drums. Like I think drums are the most appreciated and understood things in music, because I don't think people realize like a song goes from like okay to great because of drums, and I think that people just don't understand that. Myself especially.
It's more than that, dude. Your guitar playing will go from okay to great once you have a drum beat behind it. You drop a drum beat on track and you start playing along. You put your headphones on. You got your guitar all plugged up in there and stuff like that. And you get to hear like your guitar mix in with the drums like that. It will change your entire perspective, your entire viewpoint on what guitar playing is. It did for me. Like I went from a shitty guitarist to a slightly less shitty guitarist, but still, like
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, the timing. The thing about guitar is that the rhythm of up and down is actually just as important as the as where your fingers are placed at the time that you're hitting. So, and like that seems so like obvious, but I'm saying like when you start really understanding like the great guitarists like a Jimi Hendrix or a Jimmy Page or a Kurt Cobain or these guys, it's like they're actually playing in time with the drums, and that's why like Dave Grohl is not a good drummer, but his timing is really good. Like Dave Grohl's best drumming is actually on Foo Fighters or like some of his metal projects or like
Queen's or Probot. Did you ever hear his drumming on Probot, man?
No, that's what I'm thinking of. Probot. That Probot album is way. I mean, it's a very satanic album, but I'm surprised nobody knows about that album. But his drumming is way better on that album than anything else he's played on, basically. Other than
I think in Nirvana he wasn't that great of a drummer, but I think in the days since, I think he's become a pretty great drummer.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like
real fast.
I think he brought down. I think he was the worst drummer of Nirvana. Personally, go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why the hell Machine Lies is going on London McLovin's stream. Like, what the fuck? Like,
he has commitments that he's made with certain streams, so it's it's all good. But well, that's the thing is, I think what we should do more often is like, we have to go and cross promote. So what you should do is fire up a stream on here, and then we just start jumping on other panels. And I think that's a good strategy because that's how we're going to grow, and that's how you're going to grow your audience, I guess. So. If you want, why don't you do this? Why don't you jump over to? Why don't we jump over to McLovin, and if it's open, let's try to do that, and then we can simulcast on here. If it's
maybe
possible, if not.
I can't actually simulcast because I don't have an account right now. I don't have a paid account with StreamYard.
I don't think you need one, do you? For you to simulcast?
I think I do, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong with that. But regardless, I don't know that I want to associate myself with London McLovin. I've only really heard things, but I've not heard anything from anybody that was good about him.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're asking him out on a date. And
I know, but like
you got to consider the sources.
It's not just from that source that we know we're talking about, but I've heard this from people that are actually trustworthy and stuff too. Like I've heard from a lot of people that will. Yeah. I mean, even Frank who likes pretty much likes / trolls everybody. Even Frank won't even go on like London McLovin. He won't even go to his stream because he says he's still totally trash.
Interesting. I don't know. I've never really watched him. I thought I got him mixed up with somebody else. I didn't know he was like. I thought him and Simon Hectic were the same person until very recently.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought they were the same person.
Yeah, like I've never encountered London McLovin. All I know is that there aren't many people that like. It's weird. Like Frank is an anomaly amongst like streamers to me, or amongst people like he is so neutral on everything that if he has a strong opinion about somebody like one way or another, like I tend to trust it because like he generally doesn't care, But dude, I will show you like once you get what kind of computer do you have, by the way?
Sorry, I'm 10 feet off the ground. Say that again.
I said, what kind of computer do you have?
A bad laptop, not a very good laptop.
Okay. Depending on how old it is, like I can probably help direct you to how to you can upgrade pretty much any old laptop into a pretty badass one for about $100. All you need to do.
4 years old. It's not like bad. It's just
okay.
Not
hell,
like super fast.
I got a laptop from a pawn shop the other day. That was it's an old HP Omen. It's like an old HP. It's a 4-year-old Omen gaming PC, and I spent like $120 and put a new NVMe drive in it and a better solid state and some more memory in it. And that thing will run circles around most desktops now. The only thing it doesn't have in it is a great video card, but it's got everything else you need for doing music production, stuff like that. I mean technically it's got a good enough battery on it. I could be streaming from it right now instead of this, but I just don't have any. I don't the hotspot on this phone is just so slow that it would just be shitty quality, so it's just better to stream from the phone. But nonetheless, and it's a good phone. I mean, it's a Pixel 8 Pro, but it just I'm not paying for for AT&T's horribly expensive hotspot plans. So the hotspot connection you get on it is 20 KB a second, so it's not worth you even trying. I was trying to update it last night. My parents' internet's out. I was trying to update it at their house last night, trying to just run Windows Update, and it was taking 2 hours to download 20 megabytes of updates. It was ridiculous. So but anyway, yeah, but I can tell you how to do that. But Reaper will run on anything. Reaper will run on anything except for pretty much a phone, I guess. It'll even run on one of those iPads. It'll run on an iPad. It'll run on anything. If you have a iPhone, I think iPhone has there's a version of Logic you can get for it. If I'm not mistaken. You have an iPhone, don't you?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Yeah, there's the iPad/iPhone version of Logic is actually pretty decent, and it has a built-in drummer, an automatic drummer in it. And I've used that many times. If I just felt like just sitting down, just jamming, and not not like I said, I didn't feel like making the beat or whatever. You can just choose its virtual drummer, which kind of style you want it to play. And it'll play it'll just start playing drums, and you can set it when you want it to go to a chorus or whatever like that, without even which is pushing a button. And you will find that suddenly, whereas with any other kind of setup like that, you're you start trying to play strumming and stuff, but then you can find that suddenly you can play lead. You can play it'll give you the drum.
Well, and he just dropped off, so hopefully he'll be back. Welcome to the Neurojack Show.
Here, I'm back. I'm back again.
Oh, he's back now.
I'm back. Yeah. We went through a very small dead spot on the highway. I went from a guitarist who'd played since I was 14. Was never very good, but I could only ever play rhythm guitar. As soon as I had the ability to have a drum beat behind me, suddenly it was like I can play lead. I can make leads now. Real shit. And it's all because you have a drum beat behind you. It'll open up your entire world. Everything that you've done to guitar before you've used a drum kit or something like that with it will just completely change. It's insane, dude. Nothing will improve yourself as you even playing bass, no matter what it is. No matter what kind of keyboard, bass, drums, keyboard, bass, guitar, whatever. You add a drum beat to that shit, man, and it'll explode your entire.
Well, that's what Cheryl. I learned that from Sheryl Crow. Someone asked Sheryl Crow one time, "What makes a good song for you?" Just the beat has to be good. I was like, "Wow, yeah, that's kind of surprising from someone like Sheryl Crow."
When I get home, I can send you a copy of a couple of the tracks I did in Logic with that virtual drummer. Some of my old songs that I use that virtual drummer for the background of. And you how you cannot even tell that it's a rumor. It sounds that shit sounds real. The only thing about Logic in general is like stuff and stuff. We're not talking about Looney Tunes today, man. I invite you up, but like you're gonna have to comment or something or tell me like you want to talk about music, because like we're talking about making music and stuff like that, and I don't have the I just don't have the bandwidth to talk about Looney Tunes right now, dude. I respect your passion for that, and like it's cool, but like that's just not what we're at. Don't worry about right now. But I appreciate you being there. Can you have a wrench? No one has a wrench on my channel. Not even.
Not. I will say absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one has a wrench on my channel. Jack doesn't have a wrench on my channel. Machine Line doesn't have a wrench on my channel. Nobody has a wrench on my channel, so it's nothing personal. But I just don't give out wrenches. If anyone's gonna mod the chat, it's gonna be me. If my channel gets big enough, then maybe I might need that. But right now, I don't need it. My favorite Looney Tunes character, as I've told you before, is Wile E. Coyote. Yeah, I like the Coyote because he's ultra persistent, man. Like he doesn't give up. He wants that Roadrunner, and he ain't gonna let no kind of anything get in his way, like fake walls, like explosives, no matter what. He's gonna get that. He's eternally chasing that Roadrunner. I respect him the same way I respect. I'd be happy to come on your channel for a stream sometime, Brandon. I'll come on there and talk Looney Tunes with you. It's just like that's just not what we're doing here, man. And I just know that that's what you want to talk about, and it's nothing personal, man. I think you're a cool dude, but it's just not what the stream's about. Anyway. But yeah, dude, I will be.
Think he's cool. I think he's something else.
Well, whatever. But anyway, regardless of any of that, but yeah, man, I'll be happy to do. I've been wanting to do it anyway. I want to do an online Discord seminar where I'm just going to share my screen and just show everybody like how the inner workings and the outer workings of Reaper, which is a really, really easy. It's free. You download it. You can use it on Linux. You can use it on Mac. You can use it on Windows, and the files will cross. You can start a project on Windows and then take it over to Linux and work on it. And then you can take that same project over to Mac and work on it. You can do it on all of them, and it'll work the same as long as you have your same plugins. And it has the best sampling thing you can do. It has the way I do my workflow on there. It has like a little sample window that you can just like kind of put in the corner, and so you can just pull from your media library. You can pull like anything you want. You can pull like video clips, anything, and you can and it'll just give you like this little bar that you can extract the audio from. You can double click that. It'll instantly put it onto a track, and so you can loop that. You can do whatever you want with the effects on it. Man, it's sick as fuck. And I have used every DAW that I'm aware of existing on the planet, except for maybe some of the new ones that have come out in more recent years. But I started out with Cubase. I've used Pro Tools. I've used the PreSonus one. I can't remember what it's called right now. I've used I've used Logic. I use everything. Logic's the only one I've ever used for anything beyond just like fucking around. I mean, my first two beats I made in Cubase, and that's the reason why I can't ever edit them again, because Cubase is just super finicky, and it's just like you can't ever really like load your tracks back up again. But with Reaper, as long as I have my stuff installed, it always works. And plus, if you want to pay for it, it's super cheap. Like Cubase will cost you like $1,000 to get a license for it. You can get a 3-year license for Reaper for like $90. Like but the only difference is that it just kills the lag screen. So like once you install it, it has like a lag screen that'll pop up and be like, it'll make you wait 10 seconds before you can start playing anything on it, and that's the only difference. So a lot of people, I know that machine you were using Audacity. That's what I was telling you. Like, man, Audacity's free, yeah, but Audacity is super limited, and it has terrible mixing capabilities. Like mixing a track, like mixing a vocal track into another track on Audacity, it just doesn't have the ability to combine the sounds right. It makes it sound like your vocals are sitting on top of the beat, right? Like it sounds like your vocals are just sitting on top of the beat like a fat guy. And Reaper, once you see the difference in how like the vocal will just like meld into your track on there, man, it'll change your whole view on production. I'm a big Reaper stan. And like they have tons and tons of stuff that people have just developed for. They're open source, so anybody can create plugins for it. And it even comes with like some decent little like free soft synth and stuff like that you can use. I mean, it's pretty decent shit, man. I mean, it's not just pretty decent. It's the best. There used to be this DAW I was really interested in that was really cool for a little while, but it didn't go over very well. But it was supposed to be made for people to play together on the internet. I can't remember what it's called now, but they never got it really working right. But like, I really wish they would. Reaper's supposed to have like something like that too, where you can kind of like connect through the internet and everybody can hear each other and stuff like that. It's supposed to be zero latency, but I never really had anybody that I could really like go test it out with. So it'd be fun to try to test that out. So you could do a virtual band practice kind of more or less. But
You can do it on Twitch.
yeah, but I mean, but you need a program that you can run it through. Otherwise, everything will get mixed. Everything will be separate. Do I work out? I did used to work out quite a bit, Brandon. I used to work out using VR, really. I used to do VR workouts with Beat Saber and with Synth Riders. I used to be like one of the top Synth Riders players in the country before I got this vertigo, and now I can't really do it. The only way I can play any of those games, I was sitting down, and it doesn't really give you the workout that I used to get from it. I can work my arms out. That's about it. But I like to work out. I like to be in shape, but having vertigo really killed that for me. So, I'm just answering your questions as we go. But like a lot of the songs on my SoundCloud, most of the ones that are at the top of that were all made in Reaper, with the same method I'm talking about, just by going through and using like the Ray drums, like a drum machine, and I just like go through and you just choose what drum sounds you want for what from like whatever drum packs you get, and you can get tons of free drum packs online. They're just like they're everywhere. You can even make your own if you know how to use a synth well enough. You can make your own drum beats really easily, but they sound a lot better if they're recorded. I think if they're coming from real drums. But yeah, all that stuff on SoundCloud, except for like the early stuff. My earliest stuff on there, the oldest stuff that came from Cubase and that Presonus's thing. But yeah, I've tried out every DAW on the planet. I've tried them all out. I've tried to make songs with every one of them, and most of them are just more trouble than they're worth, especially Pro Tools. As far as I'm concerned, Pro Tools is trash. There's people that will swear by Pro Tools because they grew up with it, and that was what they were taught on, like when they went to college or whatever. But in my opinion, Pro Tools is trash. It requires 20 steps to do the same thing it takes 1 step to do in Reaper. So. And like I'm all about that workflow. I want if I'm in a creative mood, I want to be able to sit down in front of my computer, plug my guitar in, and start playing within like 5 minutes. I don't want to sit there and set everything up for an hour so I can like just try to get like sketch out an idea on a song. And we got some. We got some.
For like if you have like an engineer or someone.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, but I mean, Reaper's totally I mean, professionals use Reaper. It's a professional quality. The quality of the sound I get through Reaper, I find is even better than it is through Pro Tools. But that just may be because I don't know how to use it though. Anybody want to see like the Texas countryside we're driving through right now? Here we go. This is East Texas, everybody. This is what East Texas looks like. It is quite boring. Quite boring. we're like I'd say 30 miles from like where the suburbs of Dallas really start coming in. They're kind of far out from Dallas, but like we have a town out here called Cumbie, which I think is fucking hilarious. Does that sound like the worst cartoon character you ever heard of?
Sounds like something Looney Tunes might like.
I mean, come on, Cumbie. It's just like who named this place? Like you can just see it in your head as soon as you see that name. You just see like yeah, I'm not even going to describe what it puts in my head, but yeah. Fucking Cumbie, man. We have Cumbie and then Roisey City and then and then Greenville. And then once you get past there, you go into Rockwall and you're pretty much in Dallas at that point. But yeah, we're heading down the road back to tomorrow. We're gonna be going back to Texarkana tomorrow for Father's Day. But I had my internet provider decided kind of out of nowhere they were like they recently ended this thing called the ACP program, which is like this affordable connectivity program. So you got like cheap internet, you know. And they recently ended that program in April. And so like my internet company Frontier did this really cool thing where like they would actually give you an upgrade from the 500 megabytes plan to the 1 gigabyte stream plan. And for the same exact price, it's normally like $80, but they're still taking like the $30 off of it. And they just sent me a new router, and it arrived on the porch today. And I had to drive back to Dallas just so I can make sure nobody steals it off the fucking porch. But kind of sucks to make that drive for that. But like, these have been good. Like me and Lindsay have been talking plans. We've been getting our game plan together for the future. I'm very happy that I was able to get my daughter. Losing service. Okay, that's cool, Jack. Yeah, I was able to get my daughter her. She wanted for her birthday. She just wanted 21 Pilots tickets. She's a huge fan of 21 Pilots. She didn't like their last album, but she likes their new one a lot. She was very happy, so we were able to get her 21 Pilots tickets their day. We got to, and she just said her starring role yesterday. She got to play Dory in the musical adaptation of Finding Nemo. And I know it's my kids, so like trust me if you don't want to, but I'm telling you, my totally blew every other kid out of the water. And I'm not saying that just because I'm her dad, because like I'm actually really harsh on my kids when it comes to like whenever she's like in the past, if like I thought she wasn't giving it her all, like I'm the kind of dad that'll be like, well, I think you could have done better here and better there. I had no notes for her. She did amazing. She had all the exuberance, all the life, all the joy that you want from that character of Dory. I don't know if you've seen Finding Nemo, but Dory's character in Finding Nemo is a kind of a tragic story that they end up making in the sequel. But she's like a really happy character that Ellen DeGeneres originally did the voice for. And my daughter just like nailed it, man. She was so good. She's really she continue doing it. She keeps talking about upping theater and like she wants to maybe be a vet or something. And I'm like, I'd hate to see you do that just because like you actually have a chance. You have a real chance to actually do something like that. Like much more than I ever had a chance to be like a professional musician. Much more than like, you know, I ever had a chance to like to do a lot of things that I still believe I'm going to do, but like, you know, in terms of like raw talent, she's got that raw talent, man. Really proud of my kid. I don't know what to talk about now, but anyway, I can talk some more since I know Neurojack's out there listening and stuff. I can talk some more about like the Reaper stuff or whatever. There's a website that I will send anybody that comes to seminar that is it's been around for a long time. It's a repository of plugins and free plugins. Some of them might be from Sailing the High Seas, but most of them are legitimate. And just give you like a whole an arsenal of musical sounds you can use. And I personally have used them in like almost every track I've ever produced. I've used something from one of those free synths and stuff like that. And I should still have them all on a hard drive if the hard drive still works. And if they do, I will upload them all to a Dropbox or something so everybody can just like have access to them. That's one of the things I really want to do with Open Source Studio. My dream project thing that I want to do is and we're gonna kind of start doing this in Dallas. But like Lindsay's got friends. She became friends a long time ago with this group called DWAM, which is Dallas Women Area Musicians, I think.
Dallas Women
Dallas Women Area Musicians, isn't it?
The A is for audio.
Okay, Dallas Women Audio and Musicians, I guess. Anyway, so it was like a woman's only group, but she knows a lot of people from that, and like, so what we're gonna do is like we're gonna like create like a club kind of thing. We're gonna create like a coalition where we're gonna have like, you know, monthly meetings and stuff like that, and like, you know, we're gonna, you know, go to some fun places for like the meetings and stuff instead of like just like, you know, just meeting at someone's house. We're gonna, you know, we went to this barcade the other night called what was that place called? Like called 93 Arcade or something like that. Place is cool as shit, man. Like you pay like $12 to go in, but then like all the games are free play, and they have like a bunch of like old school like just like, you know, just sit down like. And for me, going to an arcade, the only reason to go to an arcade is to play like the big machines, you know, like the motorcycle racing games and like the car racing games, stuff like the where they have the vibrating seats and the stuff in them like that. Because that's the only thing you can't get that experience at home. You can't do that unless you want to buy an arcade machine. And they had a bunch of those things in there, and like so we went in there and like played through the entirety of like the Jurassic Park arcade game and the Halo Fire Team game, all stuff like that, and like played like we played like a Terminator shooting game and an Alien shooting game and shit like that. It was really fun. So we were thinking like, you know, we could come and like we could have like meetings at places like this. And the idea is like to, you know, start out doing meetings like once a week, once every couple of weeks, or once a month maybe, probably to start with. And then eventually, if people are into it, we'll start you know, seeing if people are interested in like contributing dues to it and creating like a small war chest. And like what we want to do is like basically what they did with Meow Wolf, which was, you know, what Meow Wolf started was that it was a bunch of kids in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And one day, one of the kids was outside Santa Fe at this building in Santa Fe, New Mexico that was kind of abandoned and nobody had been using it for a long time. And he inquired with the owner of the building. He was like, "How much does it cost to rent this place?" And I don't know how much it was, but he was like, "You know, I know like all these artists that really need a place like to go outside their house. They can go to like work on their art and stuff like that. And if we each just contribute like." What?
It's a bowling alley.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
The bowling alley is what they bought later.
Oh.
building is what they bought with George R. R. Martin's money. But at first, it was just like your regular little commercial building, and they realized that all they needed to do is contribute like $80 a month each to be able to rent this building, and they each got a key. They each got to go in there and use it. It's kind of like a maker space, you know. So like they created like this maker space, and like that grew into Meow Wolf, which is like now like a multi-city. I think now international. I think they've now opened one in London or something like that too. So and the next one's gonna be in Houston. There's one in Dallas. There's one in Colorado. There's one in, of course, the one in Santa Fe. There's one in California somewhere. There's one up in Seattle. They're all over the place, and they're all like interactive art museum type places. Well, we want to do a thing like that where we create like a space, like it'll be like it can be a practice space at first, you know. But as we get going, as we build momentum, we want to start we get to the point where we can now start opening up the public and start doing shows there. We can start doing like we can turn it into an art gallery one week. We can do a concert there one week, and start the open source studio like that with a collective effort of everyone. And so far, the initial talks that we've had with the people have been very, 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 very positive, and people are actually like really into the idea. And so like we're pretty excited about like the future right now, because like we're actually looking at getting to do some of the things that we've always wanted to do. And it's really all about just like, you know, the thing that people are missing right now, the reason why I think we've got all the issues that we have in society right now, when we've got like you know, you've got all the backlash for and all the political stuff and everything, is because no one feels like they have a purpose. No one feels like they have a mission. No one feels like they have a reason to get up in the morning besides going to work and making money and something like that. And a lot of these people, like, maybe they aren't all artists. Maybe they aren't all, you know, maybe somebody's a lawyer, but maybe like, you know, being a lawyer for a corporate thing, maybe that's just not, you know, that's not, it doesn't feel like much of a mission. It just feels like a way to make money, you know. But that lawyer could have, you know, could want to be involved in like doing something like this and like in help with entertainment law. You know, like that lawyer could have like a real mission in their life with something that actually like means something to them. Maybe someone's art is just conversation, and that's where Panelverse stuff comes in. You know, we could host live Panelverse, you know, like with like a big screen. We could have people all like on the screen, and also cameras on all the people that are there live. And then we can actually, you know, we can bring the Panelverse and IRL conversations together and create the Frankenstein monster that we all really want. And I don't know, we're you know, and I'm not going to go into it because like I don't want to talk shit about anybody. I don't want this channel to ever be like that. So I'm not talking shit. But I'm just saying I recently went through some kind of traumatic stuff in the Panelverse. Like I had a bunch of people that I really cared about that suddenly decided they didn't really care that much about me, and it hurt a lot. It really hurt me a lot. And they would probably say it differently. They'd probably say that, like, you know, from their perspective, it's probably my fault or whatever, and they can have that perspective. But it all came down to some really silly junior high school level bullshit, and in my opinion, anyway. And that's the reason why you see me streaming alone these days, if you see me streaming at all. And I feel really blessed, because instead of coming out of that feeling dejected and powerless and feeling like I got like my ass kicked and, you know, feeling like I got hit by a truck or something like that, instead of any of that shit, instead I feel a level of kind of love and empowerment that I haven't felt before in a long, long time. It put a fire under me to actually like start doing some of the things that I've been talking about doing for a long time, because I realized that like in a lot of ways I was whoa, okay, so I just decided to jump up for a second. That was weird. By the way, you are welcome to come up. I hold no animosity towards anybody, even if some of those people I was just talking about, even if they came up, I'm willing to talk to anybody. I'm not about any of that shit. About this, like, trying to exclude people or anything like that. I know you talked a lot of shit about me in the past, sci-fi and stuff like that, but you're welcome to go on the show, to come talk. I mean, if you come up and you start like hurling insults at me, I'll kick you off. But that's just because that's what I do to anybody, not because it's you. If Neurojack came up to the panel and just started saying, "Chris, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch," I'd probably be like, "Hey, Neurojack, maybe take a chill pill and maybe come back later when you're not so like angsty," right? Like I mean, although at the same time I know Neurojack well enough to know that if he started doing that, it would be probably just a joke, and I probably might not kick him right away, but I feel free. Actually, you know what? I feel free to come up and tell me I'm a bitch a bunch of times. I don't give a shit. I'm in a real positive headspace right now, so I'm really I'm kind of down for whatever. I really believe in creating a space that's actually I believe in creating a positive future for people who are artists and activists and people that do any kind of no matter what it is you do, whatever it is you do, whatever your passion is, that's your art. If you really like landscaping, man, if you like going out and like mowing lawns and making lawns look nice, that's your art, man. There's no difference to me. It doesn't make landscaping is not less of an art than making music or painting or anything else like that. Every art form is, in my cosmology, which I don't expect other people to believe in, but I believe in a God, and I believe that the only true worship of a God that exists is you doing what the art that you were created to do. So if you are someone who is passionate about, like I said, like mowing lawns, then that's your worship, man. That's your purpose. That's what you're there for, I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are passionate about mowing lawns, but I'm just saying if that's something that existed, there's nothing lesser about that. There's nothing bad about it. I think if your passion is activism, is trying to make political change, that ain't my thing. I believe in trying to change things through more traditionally artistic means, but at the same time, activism is an art. Activism, going out there and trying to act and organizing rallies and stuff like that. You have if you're good at doing that stuff, man, you have a skill at organizing, at getting people together to do something that means something to you, and that is fucking awesome. I think that you in yourself have a power that you probably don't even know the real strength of. What you looking at?
I'm looking for my purse.
Your purse? What you do on your purse?
Juice.
Juice? Oh, you'll be okay. You can't fill that on the road?
I'm stopping at Bucky's for a drink.
Okay, well, you can do it then. Anyway, but we're about to stop. We're about to stop the infamous Bucky's. You guys ever seen one of these? Right here, these Bucky's things? We got one of these because the refills on them are really cheap, and we're always stopping at Bucky's on the way between Texarkana and Dallas. And I have to say, this thing changed my whole viewpoint on these. I always thought these cups were kind of stupid, but man, these things keep drinks so freaking cold that it makes the drinks taste better. So, I'm a convert on these things now. So, and it keeps the ice the amount of ice I put in here should be gone right now, and I don't think the ice has melted one bit. The drinks don't even get watered down. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, you know what? And whenever we get to Bucky's, man, I'll take you guys in. I'll let you guys, anybody out there that's watching. I did look like anybody's watching right now, and it might not be, but I'll let everybody see what a Bucky's looks like, because it's fucking crazy, dude. It's like a a Walmart where every single item is centered around the same freaking beaver thing. It's a beaver store, which sounds much dirtier than it's meant to, but yeah, it's a store that's just full of beaver everywhere. You got beaver of all kinds, all shapes and sizes and colors.
Inflatables.
Yeah, inflatable beavers if you like. You want your own personal inflatable beaver, you got one right there for you. You heard of, you've heard it. It's like a pocket beaver, right? So, yeah, I know I'm being crass, but hey, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. You can see the Buc-ee's in the distance here. You can see this giant sign. You see that? You see that way over there, guys? Yeah, we can't really see it now. But Buc-ee's is huge. It's a gas station the size of a Walmart.
And half the store is beaver paraphernalia.
And half the store is beaver paraphernalia. The other half of the store is like smoked sausages and beef jerky, and like they have these amazing, way too overpriced things called deep fried pecans there.
Oh,
they're so good and they're so expensive. I refuse to buy them anymore because they cost way too much. But man, they're so good. And a lot of people have roasted hot pecans. Those are good, but the deep fried ones, oh man, they can't be good for your teeth or your body or anything. They have to be really terrible for you. But shit, they are good as hell. But yeah, like we're gonna run in here into the Buc-ee's here.
Get gas.
Do we need gas?
I have half a tank.
Yeah, we'll be good. I guess if it's cheap here, we'll get it here. Buc-ee's can be cheap, and it can also be very much not cheap. So
There it is.
here's Buc-ee's, everybody. You can see Buc-ee's apparently they started out they're starting out what got Buc-ee's famous or popular or whatever is the fact that they always had ultra clean restrooms, and that is definitely true. I have been in many a Buc-ee's restroom, and their restrooms are always spotless. Like they every time someone goes in and uses a toilet, they send someone in to clean that toilet. They do not ever let a toilet sit unclean. It's kind of crazy, to be honest.
That's the wrong side.
Yeah, it's the wrong side. You see all these people out here? These are all people we're out in Roisey City, which is I don't know, probably a good 40 miles from where we live in Dallas. This is a good 20 miles outside of the city still, and Roisey City ain't nothing. They ain't nothing anyway, and they have got. Let's see who we got here. All right, Brandon, I'll let you come up, man, for a second, but but so you know, I give no guarantees on whether or not my stream will be PG or not. I do not guarantee that the stream is going to be a straight up PG or PG-13 stream. I fully reserve the right to use whatever language and or references I want to. So, you can come up for a minute, but I ain't talking about Looney Tunes right now. But we do have Buc-ee's does have a big beaver thing. I guess it's a cartoon anyway.
Hello now.
So what's up, man?
Yep. Lately, most people said I have the best streams on YouTube.
Yeah, I know, man. A lot of people like your streams, and I'm really proud of you for that, dude. It's nothing personal against you. It's just that you have your own niche, man. You've got your Looney Tunes thing, and I think that's pretty badass, to be honest. You've got your thing, and I think that your thing is totally worthy as a thing to do. I'm not talking shit about you when I say that. I'm saying I think that what you do is pretty cool. It's just not what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what I do, honestly, is a lot less popular than what you do. You obviously have a lot more subscribers. You have much more of a fan base. and you know you've got your own thing that you do, and I think that's pretty cool because I don't, I mean, you know, doing something like that's really the best. That's really the best way to do YouTube is to like find like a really specific niche. Yeah, you find a really specific niche and like really hone in on it and find that fan base like you did, Ben. Like I think you know I'm proud of you as a YouTuber because you really did like find your niche and do it upright. So look at all the stuff they have in here. Look at all this Bucky stuff. We got umbrellas. They got couches. They've got inflatable beavers over there. I'm gonna walk around with a camera like this so you guys can see what Bucky's is like. It's
did you subscribe?
Yeah, man. I subscribed to your channel a long time ago, dude. I subscribed to you the first time you ever came on the Outlier stream. Which as you know, I'm no longer a part of that stream. I'm no longer even welcome there. So you won't see me over there anymore. But I was for like a minute there. I was a little upset, but I'm actually not bitter about it at all now. I see that it was a necessary step for me to move forward in my life, and like look at all this fudge they got. Look at this. They've got, oh, it's so sweet. God, like this fudge right here, guys. This fudge is amazing. It's pecan praline fudge. It is so sweet. Look at all the stuff.
Yeah, what kind of store are you in?
It's called Bucky's.
How much do you love my channel anyway?
What's that?
How much do you love it?
How much do I love Bucky's?
No, my channel.
Oh, I think your channel's fine, man. I mean, like I said, like you've got your audience and you've got your really specific thing. It's like I said, it's not my thing, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not the same thing I do or the same thing that I'm not as huge of a Looney Tunes fan as you are. Like I don't really watch Looney Tunes much. I used to when I was a kid and stuff, but I don't like. What's that?
What's your EGE?
What's my ETE?
AGE.
My age? My age? I'm 43, man. I'm 43. I used to watch Looney Tunes all the time whenever I was a kid, but it's just not something I do much of anymore. Hey, look around. This is all in Bucky's. Like this whole thing in the store. Isn't it crazy?
This is the hunting inn.
This is like where.
I've even heard that store before.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know where you live in the country. They're not all over the country. It's kind of a southern thing, but down here in the south, it's like a big deal. If you got a Bucky's near you, it's going to be a big deal. Like so we got stuffed beavers like that. We've got all these, see everything, how everything's like Texas themed. It's very like, they're very like, we even have like kids stuff. We have like kids onesies, pet stuff. We have swim trunks, man. They got everything. It's everything with that beaver on it. Like even this truck thing, like they brought in this whole giant old pickup truck and painted it up with the Bucky's thing and then filled it with stuffed beavers everywhere. This place is insane. It is a insane, crazy place for crazy people, like myself.
Lately, a lot of people say you have the best
hunger.
Most people have been
saying a lot of people say you have the best stream. Yeah, they do. I know a lot of people say that, man, and I'm proud of you for that. Nobody says that about me. So you've got that on your side, dude. Like I mean, nobody says I've got the best streams on YouTube. So you should be proud of that.
You sound like a pretty good, decent user.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a good dude. I'm just saying but nobody's out there saying I got the best streams on YouTube like they do on you.
My sub count is 3138.
That's a damn good sub count, dude. For somebody in your channel. How long you been doing it?
For about 7 years. I've been getting subscribers till 2021.
Wow. I mean, of course, I've only been doing YouTube for about a year and a half, so I guess I haven't had the time to build up that kind of like that I haven't had time to build up that kind of thing, but still, I think that's impressive as hell, though, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold this. Hold on, guys. I got to rinse this cup out so I can get something in this cup.
Do you work out and stuff?
Like I said earlier, I used to work out a lot, but I have what is known as chronic. You left my staff over here, Lindsay? I was known as chronic vertigo, and the chronic vertigo makes it very difficult. And you just left the cup there. Okay. Oh, do I? Okay. I have chronic vertigo, and that makes me very dizzy a lot, and therefore I don't really, I can't really work out like I used to. I used to use VR. You ever played VR games before? You ever played a VR game before?
I think I did. I think so.
Have you played Beat Saber?
No.
Well, Beat Saber is really fun. Beat Saber is a game where you when you're in the VR space, your controllers become lightsabers, like from Star Wars, right? And then you use your lightsabers to cut these blocks. They come out to the beat of the song, and you have to slice them in the direction it tells you to slice them to the beat, and it's a lot of fun. But I can't really do it anymore because I can do it, but I can only do it sitting down because if I do it standing up, I fall over. So, and I hurt myself really badly. And I did hurt myself really badly last time I tried to do it. So I'm very limited on what I could work out with. That's why you see me walking with a cane, because like I have to keep the cane on me in order to keep myself stable. Otherwise I fall over. And so I'm gonna be silent for a minute while I am checking out up here at the station. But I'm still here. Just
you have a favorite Looney Tunes character?
What's that?
How y'all doing?
Favorite Looney Tunes character?
I can't hear you, dude.
A favorite Looney Tunes character?
Oh no, we brought this in. Yeah, this is a refill.
And put refill. That's coffee refill or a cold refill? Cold refill. Gotcha. Are we at 11:21?
Yeah, we bought this last time we were here, so.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal.
Here, hold this for me. And my king. You can say hi to the camera if you want to. Okay, I do actually have payment. I just don't know where I put the card at the moment, so give me 1 second. I know because I just used it. I better not have lost my card. Oh, crap, Lindsay. I don't know where my card is. Wait, there it is. Making me sweat. That's what I get for not putting it back in the same pocket every time.
Yeah, I know. I do it all the time. But you might want to take this off so they won't keep charging you for the cup. Yeah, they see that price tag, they think it's.
Well, I'll let you take it off. That way nobody thinks I'm stealing it.
How come you want to let me come here this earlier?
What's that?
How come you want to let me come here before?
Thank you.
How come I've never let you come on before? Is that what you said?
Well, it's back.
Earlier I was just saying, like, I was saying is like me and Jack were having a conversation about how to use Reaper and music and stuff, man, and I just it just wasn't a conversation I knew that you were interested in. So if you wanted to, I told you if you wanted to come on and talk about music and music production, you just let me know in the chat and I would have let you on. But we were talking about a different subject and I just didn't want to derail that with something different, man. So it's nothing personal. It's just like to me, it's like an etiquette type thing. Like if I'm like trying to do something specific, if I've got a specific, topic or something like that, it would just be like, like what if I came on your show and you're talking about Looney Tunes, right?
Yes.
Because that's what you did. But then I come on and I start talking about, instead of Looney Tunes, I start talking about like movies, like, I start talking about like John Wick.
I do talk about movies.
Sure, but I mean, what about movies? But I started about movies that aren't really in your audience. I started talking about stuff that's like that maybe is like too violent or too, R-rated. Or if I came on your stream and said I started cursing a lot or something like that. You wouldn't appreciate that, right?
I'm a G-rated.
Yeah, exactly. You're a G-rated channel, and that's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't appreciate that if someone came in there and did that to your show. And that's the only reason why. It's just like we weren't talking about anything Looney Tunes related, so it just wouldn't have been appropriate at that moment. But and you'll see like in the future, like if you see streams from me, I'm not typically going to run open panels. I'm going to run what we call like a partially open panel, where it's possible for someone to come up, but I'm not going to let everybody out. If it's somebody, especially if somebody I know that's there to like troll me or that's there to like just to be a jerk in some cases, like, depending on the mood I'm in, I may or may not like let them on. Okay, that works too. I gotta get gas right now, and I guess and pretty much like everyone's there aren't any viewers right now or anything, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream for now, and I'm gonna hop back on later and stream some more from the house when I get to the house. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the stream for right now. And
you still have those arms when you used to work out?
What's that?
Your arms?
My arms? Yeah, my arms are very weak. They're not very strong. You see, I have scrawny little arms. But anyway, I'm shutting the stream off right now, man. I'm shutting the stream down because I've got to drive now, and
I must do like my channel.
I think your channel's great, man. I think you got a great channel, and I gave you a big thumbs up, and I wish you a great rest of your day. Dude, you're welcome. You're welcome. When's your next stream? Tonight? Well, if I've got you subscribed, and if I'm online and I see that you're streaming, I'll come pop up there. Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. I'll see you later. I'm logging off now, and you guys have a good night.
Okay.
All right. Bye.